Dear students, in this video I'm going to explain for you the topic that most of you had problem with, which is increasing and decreasing intervals in the graph, turning points, local max, local mean, those things. So from the worksheet that I gave you on Wednesday, I'm going to explain for you here right now. First, let's start with the first one. As you can see, it's a letter n, so the polynomial is degree 3, right? Okay, turning point, students, I explained for you before. I'll remind you. Turning point was the point the graph the graph changed from increasing to decreasing, or from decreasing to increasing. For example, this point, if the graph is not okay, this one more clear. This point, the graph from increasing changes to decreasing, right? So this is called turning point. Or this point here, this point, the graph from decreasing changes to increasing. Agree? So students, this 2 point calling turning point, and usually the turning point is going to be the point on top, this point, or this point. This is both turning point, okay? So how many turning points do you see in the graph? We say we have 2. Okay, what's local max, students? Local max is the top one. This one is max. Max means top. Usually in English math means top, the top one. So this point on the top, we call it max, local max. But this one, max, this point about these points on the parabola, this point is the top one, is a max one. But this point is the lowest one, or we can say minimum, the smallest one according to these points on the parabola. All right. So local max, to find local max, you need to tell me the coordinate. The coordinate here, the y, this is y, this is x, right? So first x, then y. The coordinate of this one going to be -1 and 3. You must write coordinate, okay? How about the coordinate of local mean? Local mean, the coordinate is 1 and -3, but 1 first. 1 and -3. All right. Right now, in order to find out increasing and decreasing intervals, to find increasing interval from which part of the graph, students, here you will always just pick the values of x, not y, okay? About intervals, only x-axis. Only x-axis for both intervals. Okay, we usually, our graphs start from -infinity and end with positive infinity. Always, students, always start with negative and with from the graphs we have in our book, start with a negative, end with positive infinity. Okay, this graph from left to right. Okay, from left to right. From left to right, from negative to positive infinity. This graph, if we start from this point, is going down or going up. Of course, is increasing. Is increasing, right? Increasing until this point increasing. So from negative infinity, the face always, the bracket not facing to the negative infinity always, or positive infinity, until this point. This point is not 3, kindly. This point about x-axis is -1. So we write until -1, but -1 must be close, the facing to the point, okay? If you check, do you have any other increasing? This one going down, this one decreasing until this point, but from this point again start increasing. True? So when this one increasing, from which point? This point about x is not -3, please, is 1 until positive infinity. So we have 2 interval that's increasing, so we must write union. U from 1 again, the bracket facing 1 until infinity, but this one not facing. Decreasing part, the only decreasing part is from this point to this point, which is this point about x is -1, about y is 1. So from -1, to 1. about x. Okay, let's go to the other one. Second one, we have this graph. As you can see, we have only one turning point here. About these shapes, you cannot see anymore, so we have one turning point. Local max, this is the only local max, right? As I wrote for you here. So local max, the coordinate is 3, 4. So we are going to write 3, then 4. Local mean, we don't have any local mean because there is no something like this one. True? Okay. Right now, increasing interval, increasing from, we say students, from left is negative infinity, right is positive infinity, always. Okay, right now from negative infinity, the graph is increasing from left to right until this point. True? So from negative infinity until this point about x is 3, until 3 increasing. Okay, closing the bracket. Decreasing part from 3, as you can see, decreasing. So from 3 until positive infinity, decreasing. All right, let's take another example that have مثلا this one. Which one? Contain letter W. Yalla, this one good. From this graph, students, again, how many local max and min do you see? We say this is max, this is min. Remember, how many and from the left to right the graph. So from negative, this left, this is negative infinity, this is positive infinity. All right. So how many turning points do you see? 1, 2, 3. How many turning points do you have? 3. Local max, how many something like max do you see? 1, 2, right? So the coordinate of this one is negative 1, 1, negative 1, negative 1. How about other one? We are not going to write u, okay? Be careful. How about the other one is about 2 and 5. The coordinate is 2 and 5. Okay, local min, the only point is this one, which 0, negative 3. Not only negative 3, okay? Then increasing interval from this part, increasing, then decreasing, then increasing, then decreasing. True? Okay, students. Now, increasing part is from negative infinity until negative 1. We just count the x part, union, again increasing from this part about x is 0, from 0 to 2. This is 2 until 2. How about decreasing? Decreasing part is from negative 1 until 0, negative 1 until 0. Only we pick x value, and the other one is from about x is 2 to until positive infinity. Thank you for watching.